Hey folks, ready to geek out with us? Today we're here to dish out the juiciest picks in the anime world, from epic battles to feels-inducing dramas. Whether you're a total anime addict or just curious, we've got your back. So grab some munchies and let's kick back as we explore the coolest anime out there. Starting off with the 10th on the list, The Blue Exorcist, which is a Japanese dark fantasy manga series written and illustrated by Kazuo Kato. Here's the scoop. Rin Okumura and his twin brother Yukio, raised by father Shiro Fujimoto, who's an exorcist. They soon find out they're Satan's sons when Shiro bites the dust protecting Rin. So Rin grabs his demon-slaying sword Kurikara to hold back his demonic powers. Now he's got fangs, a tail, and can light up in blue flames. Rin's goal? To become an exorcist like Shiro and take down dear old dad. He enrolls at True Cross Academy, a school for exorcists, where he discovers Yukio is already a pro-exorcist and also his teacher. And so begins Rin's journey to kick demon butt, with his bro and new friends by his side. The world of Blue Exorcist, you've got two dimensions going on. There's Asaya, where us humans kick it, and then there's Gehenna, the demon realm ruled by Satan. Usually, these worlds are like two peas in a pod. No crossing over. But demons can sneak into Asaya by possessing folks. And get this, most humans can't even see him unless they've had a run-in with demons before. On the flip side, you've got exorcists. These are the folks who train to kick demon butt in Asaya. They've been around for over 2,000 years, spread out all over the globe. It's like a secret society run by the Vatican, keeping the demon threat on the down low. Moving to the next favorite, the 9th on our list is Banished from the Hero's Party, Season 2. So, Banished from Hero's Party, I Decided to Live a Quiet Life in the Countryside Season 1 totally caught my attention back in fall 2021. Despite its mouthful of a title, it was a breath of fresh air because, hey, it wasn't another run-of-the-mill isekai. Nope, this one mixed things up with some chill slice-of-life vibes and threw in a solid backstory and world-building to boot. Sure, the ending felt a bit rushed, but guess what? Season 2 is on the horizon. Now, I haven't cracked open the light novels, but word on the street is that the anime breezed through them, cutting out whole chunks of plot. But honestly, I didn't even notice. What we got on screen was still a roller coaster of emotions, with a gripping story and a villain you love to hate. Let's talk about characters. Red and his sis Ruti steal the show, no doubt about that. And while Ruti's got her quirks, like her weird fixation on her brother, their relationship is surprisingly healthy. And can we talk about Red's quest for the perfect engagement ring stone? Talk about sweet. But hold up, things get spicy when the new hero Van rolls into town. He's like the epitome of a religious zealot gone off the deep end. And his sidekick Lavender? Total enabler. These two make for some intense drama, let me tell you. But here's the kicker. Banished doesn't just tie things up with a neat bow. Nope, it leaves us hanging, wondering what's next. And you know what? I'm cool with that. This show's been a wild ride, and I'm here for whatever comes next. So if you've been sleeping on Banished, it's time to wake up and smell the roses. Trust me, you won't regret it. Number 8 on our list is Urusei Yatsura Reboot. Now, full disclosure, I wasn't exactly rolling on the floor laughing with the original. Don't get me wrong, it had its moments, but it didn't quite hit the mark for me like Inuyasha or Ranma 1-2. I mean, Rumiko Takahashi definitely leveled up as a writer over time, right? So how does this reboot stack up? Well, it's okay. Nothing really jumps out at me as being off, but I gotta say, I'm not feeling the casting choice for Ataru. Kamiya Hiroshi just doesn't quite fit the bill for me. But hey, the rest of the cast, including Uezaka Tsurime as Lum, is solid. Visually, pacing-wise, and with the background music, everything's fine. It feels like it's staying true to the original vibe, which is cool. But honestly, I'm scratching my head wondering why they chose to give Urusei Yatsura the reboot treatment. Like, was there really a big demand for it? I'm not convinced. Still, I am all for giving old series a second chance, so I'll be cheering on Urusei Yatsura's comeback, even if it didn't quite win me over with its premiere. Who knows, maybe it'll surprise us all and become a hit. The seventh on the list is my favorite romance series, the Season 2 of The Dangers in My Heart. Alright, let's talk about how our main characters, Kyotaru and Yamada, really come into their own. They're both a bit awkward, but in totally different ways. Kyotaru, our main guy, is like the king of overthinking. He's got this massive inferiority complex, especially when it comes to Yamada. The poor guy easily spirals into pessimism and quiet panic. But in one of the best episodes of the season, he's thrust into a chocolate-making adventure with Yamada and her crew. And then, to top it all off, he finally meets Yamada's parents, which is a whole other level of stress. Meanwhile, Yamada is the impulsive one in this dynamic duo. She's all about those physical expressions of affection, which is a nice balance since neither of them is great with words. But when they're alone, she takes the lead in their relationship. Nothing too steamy yet. Thankfully, they're still just teens, but enough to make poor Kyotaru feel like he's gonna pass out from the excitement. Oh, and did I mention Yamada's modeling gig and budding film career? Yeah, she's got a lot going on. But surprisingly, that's not the biggest threat to their relationship. It's mostly Kyotaru's lack of self-esteem that's the real obstacle here. Luckily, he's got a kick-ass sister, Kana, who's always in his corner. And even Yamada's crew is on board with their relationship, though sometimes a little too much, which can stir up some jealousy. But wait, there's more. There's this new kid, Kanada Ando, who's stirring up trouble in their shared classroom. She's all about making a big show of couples, which is causing some drama. Oh, and let's not forget about the ghostly advisor in Kyotaru's head, giving him advice he probably shouldn't listen to. So yeah, it's a wild ride filled with awkward moments, hilarious mishaps, and plenty of heartwarming gestures. Can't wait to see where this crazy teen romance goes next. Number 6 on our list is Delicious in Dungeon, a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Ryoko Kui. It was serialized in Enterbrain's seinen manga magazine Harta from February 2014 to September 2023. An anime television series adaptation produced by Traeger premiered in January 2024. Alright, so picture this. In a world where guilds are all about raiding dungeons, there's this legendary place called the Golden Kingdom, hidden away in some island dungeon. Cue our adventurers, trying to slay a red dragon. But things go south real quick when it munches on the leader's sister, Fallen. Luckily, she pulls off some magic teleportation, saving the rest of the crew. Now feeling super indebted to Fallen, the gang, Laios the swordsman, Chilchuck the locksmith, and Marcial the spellcaster start plotting how to rescue her from dragon guts. Problem is, they're low on supplies and have no clue how to survive in the dungeon. But then Laios has this genius idea. Why not eat the dungeon monsters? Yeah, it's kinda gross, but desperate times, right? So off they go, exploring dungeons, dodging traps, and battling monsters, all while trying not to starve. And just when things seem hopeless, they stumble upon Zenshi, this dwarf who's been living off dungeon critters for a decade. Suddenly, survival doesn't seem so impossible anymore. Get ready for a wild ride as they navigate dungeons, whip up monster meals, and maybe, just maybe, find a way to rescue Fallen from becoming Dragon Chow. It's like a fantasy cooking show meets dungeon crawling adventure. Moving on to number 5, we have the Japanese light novel series named Seventh Time Loop. Written by Toku Amekawa, the series originated on the Shozetsuka ni Naro website in February 2020, before being published in print with illustrations by One Hachipisu by Overlap beginning in October 2020. As of December 2023, 6 volumes have been released. An anime television series adaptation produced by Studio Kai and Hornets aired from January to March 2024. So Rish Weitzner is stuck in a serious time loop, like Groundhog Day level. No matter what she does, she always ends up biting the dust at 20, right after her engagement to the Crown Prince gets called off for the 7th time. Talk about a rough streak. But here's the kicker. This time around, she catches the eye of Prince Arnold from the neighboring Galkine kingdom. Now, this kingdom has been nothing but trouble in all her past loops. World wars, plagues, you name it. So when Arnold proposes marriage, Rish is like, sure, but I'm not doing any royal stuff, and I plan on doing a whole lot of nothing. But surprise, surprise, Arnold isn't all bad. Turns out he's not the cold-hearted dude she remembers from her 6th loop. As Rish starts using her skills from past lives to help out the folks in Galkine, she starts wondering what changed Arnold's tune. So strap in for a wild ride as Rish navigates this time loop shenanigans and tries to figure out just what's going on with Prince Arnold. It's like the mix of Groundhog Day and a royal romance. What more could you ask for? 4th on the list is my favorite comedy, which is also The Dangers in My Heart Season 2. This lit romance comedy manga series literally has my heart. The wholesomeness of the season is unmatched. Moving on to number 3, the Favorite Action and Adventure Award is scooped by the famous series Solo Leveling. Originally a South Korean web novel series written by Chugong, the anime television series adaptation produced by A1 Pictures aired from January to March 2024. A second season, entitled Arise from the Shadow, has been announced. Imagine a world where humanity's last line of defense against terrifying monsters comes in the form of hunters, warriors with superhuman abilities. Now, meet Sung Jin-woo, the weakest of them all. Yeah, talk about a tough break. But here's where things get interesting. After surviving a brutal dungeon that wipes out his entire crew, Jin-woo gets chosen by this mysterious program called the System. And get this, it gives him the power to level up, something no other hunter can do. Talk about a game changer. Armed with his newfound abilities, Jin-woo embarks on a journey to uncover the secrets of the dungeons and figure out why he's the chosen one. Along the way, he faces off against all sorts of enemies, from monstrous beasts to fellow hunters, all while trying to stay alive in a world on the brink of destruction. It's a wild ride full of action, mystery, and epic battles. Definitely not your average day in the office for Sung Jin-woo. Next up, the second place is taken by 2 theme songs. Don't blame me, I just can't choose between them because they're both so good. The first one is Bling Bang Bang from Season 2 of Magic and Muscles. As lit as the series is, the theme is also a banger. The second one? You guessed it. It had to be Koichitero Jibun Sura Aiserunda by Kohona Lam from The Dangers in My Heart. I mean, come on. Moving on to number 1, we have our anime of the season, The Dangers in My Heart Season 2. This series is honestly the it show for anime lovers, with an interesting backstory, a banger of a theme song, and the unmatched romance with the right touches of humor. It's indeed my favorite one. Let's see where the story goes next. So, here's a wrap of my favorite anime series of the season. If you haven't watched any of these yet, what are you even doing? Which one of these do you think you would enjoy? I'd love to hear about them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.